All right, guys, we're going to the gate for the Grade 3 Indiana Derby, and not a Grade 1 race, but an exciting one nonetheless. Aaron and Mike, they're headed in here right now. Rattle and Roll in the gate at 3-1, but Best Actor, the favorite, at 2-1. Aaron, and he was your top pick in this race.
Yeah, I'm not surprised that he was bet down. I think he should have been. Two really good races in a row. It's time to step up and take on Stakes Company. It's a great spot to try it, and we'll see how he does.
Mike, who's your top pick here as they go in the gate?
Man, I was back and forth between the 6 and the 8. I landed on the 8 here. Give me Actuator. I think this horse is just kind of coming around at the right time. I love Mike McCarthy in these type of spots when he's kind of stepping the horse up, but it fits where he's trying to put that horse into. Has tactical speed. I want to be a little more forwardly placed right now at Indiana, so I'll go with the 8 Actuator on top.
I'm going to go with Rattle and Roll. Kenny McPeak has been hot today all over the country, including getting second and third in the Indiana Oaks last race.
Jeez.
Oh, boy. Oh. Well, and I think I just gave him the death sentence. I'm sorry, Rattle and Roll.
That was awful for both. The 7, your top pick, Aaron, gets squeezed by the 6 and the 8. It looks like the irons came out there from Rattle and Roll's perspective. Yeah. So that's pretty much game over for Rattle and Roll, no matter how fast they go up front. That literally leaves this race wide open as you see 2 of the 3 favorites have trouble right there out of the gate.
It looked like Hernandez was riding bareback for a while there because he was trying to get his feet in the irons. That's a terrible break for Rattle and Roll. I hate that.
Aaron, I'll give you credit on the preview for the race. You did say that the 3 Mowens was your long shot. A horse that's 4 for 7, a local Indiana bred. He's in a nice spot currently. Well, Actuator's right off his hip. It might not be that nice having Actuator that close to him.
Well, I'll tell you what. I have 4, 7, 8 to close this thing out for a pick 5 for $1. So I really don't want Mowens to win. But yeah, he
a great horse in second for those exotics, right?
Yeah, he scratched out of a state bred race to get into this spot. So I think he's running pretty darn well here. Trademark is too. Not a lot of movement from the back. We'll see. I think Mowens is in trouble, but Trademark is kicking on with it a little bit here.
Yeah, Trademark looks really tough up front now. I mean, actually, they're trying to grind into it. They did not go as fast as I expected up front, and that really left Trademark alone. That break kind of cost a couple of those horses you thought were going to be more forwardly placed their position. Here comes your horses now, though, Aaron. Yeah. 8 starting to make a move. The 4 is trying to come up the rail. You got Cox with the 7 and Best Actor on the outside. A little bit of scramble to finish here.
Yeah, here we go. And like I said, 4, 7, 8 cashes, and I think I'm going to get it. The 4 pays the most. You got scratched or got stuffed. It's going to be 8, 7, guys.
Hold on, buddy.
I think Cox is
hold on, buddy.
8's going to hold him off. 8.
Get down, Actuator. Get that nose down. There we go.
Nice.
Well, that's good.
Good fight.
That was the middle payout there. So 787.10 on the pick 5 with some logical ones. Nice top pick there, Somich. And it came down between my top pick and yours. And man, the 8 held him off. It held him off. Really good race.
I assume Magic punched that exacta right before the race after asking the question, right?
So here's my thing. Aaron and I talked about this race on Blinkers Off. Actuator was going to be my pick in the Iowa Derby if he ran there, but I thought this was a tougher race, and he comes in here and wins like this. I'm like, but he was 8-1 in Iowa, and that was a nicer price. But hell of a finish here for these 2 horses. It really is unfortunate how things started, and I wish we could see a replay of that start again because you see Rattle and Roll second to last was never involved. You wonder how much that affected the 7 too.
Yeah, I would make an argument that Actuator was not the best horse in this race because you had a lot of issues there with the 7 coming in. The 7 took a little bit of a stumble. Obviously, you had issues at the start with the 6 Rattle and Roll. They just flashed the inquiry sign up. We'll see what happens here. But 2 of the favorites and probably the 2 best horses in the race were severely affected at the start. And the 8 dug in guttingly and held there after it looked like he was done top of the turn there. But you probably think that the 7 was the better horse in this spot, right, Aaron?
I'd love to see the replay again. Love to see the head on, stuff like that. At first glance, I would assume you're correct by that. The 7 ran very, very well. Still almost got there. That was not the ideal trip for the 7. I can tell you that after handicapping it as long as we did this week. I thought the horse would be like second, third, and it was like way back there. I'd love to see what happens. It's going to be an inquiry. If the 8 caused the problem, the 7 still might get up there and win. I think that's far-fetched, but we'll have to see what happens here. Listen, I didn't have Rattle and Roll in anything, and so selfishly it was like, oh, great that he's back there in last. But you always hate that, though, to be serious, that when a horse doesn't get a chance like that. So I do feel really bad for anybody that bet Rattle and Roll here because you don't know what would have happened. I'm sorry, Magic.
It's brutal for the connections, too. I mean, you can only run these horses once every 2 weeks if you're in the McPeak barn. So it's tough if you don't get these opportunities to kind of fire right back.
What a shot taken right there.
I wish I'd given that McPeak kiss of death that I gave Rattle and Roll. Why didn't I do that in the Belmont Derby with Classic Causeway? That would have helped my bet on Nation's Pride. But hey, we'll see what happens with this inquiry. And you're right, going off of what you said about Rattle and Roll. Also, handicapping wise, we can't. This race is a total scratch off. So where he goes next, you have to go. Maybe, I don't know. What do you just? It's a total toss up there. So, oh boy, that is the 8 too.
The 4 may have caused it too. This is going to be wild. Let's see what happens.
The claim is on the 7 here, 7 on the 8, but the 7 stumbled. The 8 came in. The 4 came out and really caused it with the 6.
Look at Brian Hernandez in the saddle of the 6 one, almost upside
he's barebacking right there.
Yep.
I tell you what, guys, give him credit for not going down because he took it from all angles there. Ooh, that's a scary situation, man.
You know, if the 7 didn't stumble, I would say the 8 comes down. But the 7 stumbled out of the gate too, which makes it a lot less clear to me because then you don't really know where that horse would have been without that stumble.
People are going to complain about this one if they had the 6 for sure, and I don't blame them. It almost looked to me, and again, we only saw it twice there. Now they're back to just the regular screen. It just kind of looked like some really terrible luck for the 6 more than anything else because of a chain reaction. The 8 hits the 7 hits the 6, and then the 4 looked like he came in or out, a little bit on the 6 as well and just pinched him something horribly. This is brutal, though. This horse is the favorite. I wouldn't be shocked if we see some sort of change here, but I don't think you can because I think the 8 and 7 both caused the problem. And then if it's a situation you're going to double DQ him, well, the 4 caused the problem too. So I don't know what you could really do here.
Well, now this is different. They're showing the stretch run here. I mean,
look at this.
It didn't that look. This is the thing. The gate, it's tough. You never see horses get taken down because of the gate. I mean, Bayern is the ultimate example of that, right? Where you rarely see horses get taken down because of the gate action. Then you add in what happened down the lane, but that looked like it was again, we only saw it once. That looked like it was pretty joint going back and forth. This is just a tough spot, man, because like you said, if you take the 8 down, the 7's kind of part of that. The 4 was part of it. Like all of a sudden the 1's the winner here because of everything that happened at the start.
You know, this is one of my favorite parts of the ejection process is let's talk to the jockeys. Tell us honestly what happened. What the hell do you think they're going to do? They're lying through their damn teeth.
Yeah. John Court just actually said they should take the top 4 down and just put that 3 up.
So the 8 does come out on the 7 here in the stretch. They're showing that now. Mm-hmm. I don't think that's enough to DQ a horse. I mean, it's a close finish. Maybe
Well, then the 7. The question is the aggregate of both. Is that enough? But like at that point, you're really it's tough, man. I mean, this is why I don't envy stewards and why I think it's so interesting when horse racing Twitter gets so angry about inquiries, objections, because like, look, most of the time people come in and have one horse to the other. They have they have money invested in what the outcome is. But the second part is like, I don't want to be the steward right here. I mean, I'm not 100% that this should stay up or come down.
Yeah, I mean,
let's play our little tribunal here. We got 3 people. Let's say we're stewards. Let's on the count of 3, hold one finger up if you leave them up. Oh, now they left it up. Just kill it. Unbelievable.
Well, okay, let's play it though because I was going to vote to leave them up. Okay,
I would vote to leave them up.
Magic, go ahead.
I was leaning towards take it down.
See, and that's the interesting part about being a steward. It's tough.
It is. Here's the problem. I don't know who you're supposed to take down. Right?
I don't think you can take him down for the start. So it's whether or not you see the issue in the lane to me.
To me, that's no big deal.
In Magic, were you taken down because of the start or because of the lane?
I'll have to look at the head on in the lane. I only saw it the one time, but it looked to me like he pulled him out enough. But again, I'd have to look at it again. I would also, what happens with stewards, we know this from John White, is that when they have this discussion, they're trying to win over the others, kind of like in a courtroom, right? So I'm pretty positive you guys would win me over because I don't have a strong feeling on this. And I agree, the start, we kind of learned with Barron at the Breeders' Cup, you can't really, the start in a situation like that, it's not that agreed. Awesome for Michael McCarthy, too. This guy is he's quietly one of the best trainers in the country. He wins races like this. He wins the Pegasus, and people still kind of forget about him sometimes. So really great to see him win this race.
When he ships, watch out.
Yes. And he's supposed to have a string in Kentucky all summer long. So watch out at Ellis. Watch out at Kentucky Downs when he gets there, Mike. He's gonna be looking for some bigger purses away from Del Mar. All right. Any final thoughts here, guys?
We weren't interested in what you were talking about there.
I bet Best Actor wins one of these races. One of these under-tier Derby type races.
Like a West Virginia Derby or something like that.
He's good enough to do this.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think you're right. This was a good race. These are clearly those second-level horses. Like you said, West Virginia, Oklahoma, places like that is where these horses will ultimately land. Don't try the Travers or something like that with any of these. But they're not bad, right? I mean, this wasn't a horrible race for sure.
No, Travers, that's where Tis the Bomb is headed, apparently, according to Kenny McPeak. So
shut up. Is that true?
Well, that's what he said today. We'll see what happens tomorrow.
I'm not saying a word, though, because Classic Causeway just won the Belmont Derby. So
let's keep trying dirt, baby.
Let us know what you thought about the Indiana Derby, actually, Best Actor. And let us know what you think about the DQ. Was this the right decision, the wrong decision? Tell us below in the comments. Hit like before you leave. Subscribe to our channel, youtube.com/racingdudes. Remember, Saratoga starts soon. Saratoga Slim's been on the backside interviewing all the top barns, getting insider access, and all of those videos are coming out soon on our YouTube channel. We'll see you at the races.